What in Lorecraft Tomb Raider is going on up in here? Can someone give me Tomb Raider or Lorecraft on the phone? We need her. She needs to get back to work. In all seriousness though, on March 16, 2025, there was a staggering announcement made by a scientific team from Italy and I believe Scotland, who announced that there may be an underground tunnels and dwellings underneath the Pyramid of Giza. And for those of you who don't know, Giza is the Giza Plateau of the pyramids underneath the Pyramids of Giza, located in the city of Cairo within the country Egypt. And Egypt is located in North Africa on the west side. I just wanted to clarify the location of what we're talking about. I know it's world famous, but not everyone knows their geography, including myself, so it's a good reminder for us to know. I'm going to talk about the spiritual awakening of the location of this new find, along with my own personal remote viewing session that I had done last year while teaching a one-on-one psychic development coaching class that I did with students, and we both remote viewed it, and I'm going to share with you my own personal experiences on that. And I've remote viewed Egypt not only in modern day time but also in about 10,000 years ago. And for those of you who don't know, remote viewing is the psychic ability that we all have and possess to send our consciousness awareness at a certain location in time, and not just in the present moment but also past or future time. And this is a very real psychic ability used also by the US government, I believe in early 1990s and late 80s, I believe. I believe it's called the Stargate Project, and there's tons of validating data on this. And not only from myself, but other people who have done this skill and use it on an everyday basis. So I'm going to go ahead and read to you what I have here using ground news. And it says, use radar technology to discover or uncover structures connected by passageways, including 8 vertical shafts that dropped over 2,100 feet. And this technology is called synthetic aperture radar, or aka SAR technology. And this allows them to see voids or structures underneath the Pyramids of Giza. And so, and I believe that this was done back in 2022. Again, it's unverified and not peer reviewed yet. However, it's my gut feeling that they came out with this right away because there are some dark forces at work when it comes to the established archaeological establishment. What's fascinating about this is that there are not only accounts back in, I think, the 1800s, but also even before that, where people have gone into these shafts down, underneath the pyramids and discovered underground structures, and have seen these things like for themselves. Maybe not as deep as 2,100 feet, but definitely some openings and structures that today no one's allowed to go. I want to add here that most archaeologists, not all, and scientists are serving the dark agenda to cover up truth. Because what they're serving is the mainstream narrative that, Egypt was created 4,000 years ago, not 10,000, and yet there are many stories, evidence, physical connections that it could be a lot older than 4,000 years old. And so I don't buy into the mainstream narrative anymore. There are many alternative narratives. The whole reason why I'm making videos is because these people are trying to do the opposite of what we're intending, what the universe intends, what God intends, for us to awaken to our divine, most holy selves, right? Our higher self. And the ancients knew this, and the ancients left so many signs and symbols and stories of us coming from other galaxies and stars, and this is not just a one culture thing. This is a global network of people connecting in ancient times. There's so much evidence. The evidence is overwhelming, and it's the truth. And truth will endure scrutiny so well. That's what Neil Donald Walsh said in his book Conversation with God. So we don't have to fight these people. They already are falling. They're falling apart. That's why they're so mad. That's why they're so upset and triggered, because they're serving the darkness. We are living in an incarnate age. All spiritual truth shall prevail this time. Remote viewing is ability to see non-distance, right, with your consciousness. And there are many different degrees to it, and basically you can remote view mainly in the physical realm, meaning anywhere in the physical time-space continuum. You can remote view other planets, which I've done. You can remote view other galaxies, other ETs, stations, or worlds as well. I've done that too, and it's mind-boggling. And yes, you can communicate with other extraterrestrial intelligence with remote viewing, because it's your continent. However, you're not channeling. Channeling is connecting up into a higher plane of consciousness. That's what I define as channeling. And yes, you can communicate with other beings via remote viewing. That's called telepathy, or just however you perceive or receive that with your psychic senses, clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, and other clairs as well. So that's what remote viewing is for me, and what I teach people to distinguish that. And yes, you can remote view other timelines, the past, the future, all that jazz. That's only available for those who are connecting with their higher self. So when you meditate and connect with the higher self operates outside time and space, and so you're able to connect to other even other dimensions as well. Now let's get into my own personal remote viewing session that I did last year. What I remember seeing in modern day Egypt, underneath the pyramids, there's a series of tunnels, and there's a huge opening at the very bottom, and it felt like a circle, but I know that the SAR technology saw it as a large square. I'm not sure what that is. To me, the tunnel going down is what I felt like was very validating to what I saw, because I saw myself going down and it's far away, and I wasn't sure if I saw gold or copper, and it felt like very electric and very healing, very it felt really soothing to me. Even though it was dark, I was like, I could just chill here forever. It just felt so good. So I attribute that to the earth energy, because the earth does generate a very beautiful electricity. It really does. And Tesla, tapped into that. I remember seeing these white watches, and they were not tombs. And by the way, there are no tombs in the pyramid. Not one found. It just felt like multifunctional technology. That's what I saw the modern day pyramid as. It just felt like it can still generate energy. It's just not the same way it did in the past, because it's still there. It has the remnants and the vibration. So when I went down there, I saw almost like these tall, it looked like spikes at the very bottom, but they weren't spikes. It looked like buildings, like tall buildings. I don't know what that was. Again, modern day Egypt underneath the ground. Now let's talk about what I saw 10,000 years ago. I clearly remember that when I tuned in, the first thing I saw was I saw the pyramids as white and also multicolored. It felt like energy. It was generating this almost rainbow-like energy. It was rainbow quality. But the actual pyramid itself was white. I could feel this pulsing energy. It just felt so powerful. And what I saw was these flying devices and also palm trees. I don't know why, but I saw palm trees. It was very green. It looked like a beautiful garden around it. What blew my mind was I saw these tall, beautiful, I want to say blue-like beings. And I think they were the pharaoh or the pharaoh's helpers or priests. They look very regal and very majestic. They're really tall. I want to say 7 to 9 feet tall. And obviously I did see human beings there, but they were not quite like us. Their intellect was different. I don't know if it was more intellect or less. I felt a little bit both. That's what I sensed. I feel like some were more advanced than us and some were less advanced than us. And it just felt like a mecca. Everyone wanted to be there. The tunnel going down the pyramid underneath it, it felt like a network of tunnels. And it went for miles and miles. Not just miles deep, but there's a distinct image of 2 tunnels shooting one way and another way that connected to other parts, maybe of Egypt, maybe a different country, connected with other pyramids as well. And I saw these sparkling waters. It almost had like a bioluminescence of blue and green, and it felt very healing when I touched it. See, when you remote view, you're not just seeing it, you're also experiencing the touch. You can almost feel it. You know when you have a dream and you're like, everything feels so vivid and real? That's how deep I was in this remote viewing sessions. Please tell me what you think about my remote viewing session. Again, I don't care if I'm wrong or right. What I will say is this. My psychic student at the time, we were both doing this exactly at the same time, and we shared our observations, and they're like almost identical. And also other psychic students who taken these classes correlating many of the findings that I saw and that they saw too. So again, anyone can do this. Let me know if you're gonna try to remote view ancient Egypt 10,000 years ago, and let me know what you see. Again, I don't care if I'm right or wrong. I care about the truth. That's what modern science should care about. And if you're passionate about spiritually awakening and manifesting your life and knowing the truth of all things within you and all around you, please like and subscribe to this channel for more videos just like this. And in my next video, I'll be sharing with you my very first memory that I've ever had that correlates with this video and what I saw. You want to know more about that? Stay tuned and hit that bell notification button, and I'll see you in that video. All my love to you.